and welcome to Legacy of Fools, an actual play live stream Dungeons and Dragons show where one adventurer's choices can affect the lives of many adventurers to come. Streaming to you live from multiple different floating boxes in the ethereal, floating in the ethereal plane. I am not your dungeon master. I am simply one of the players. My name is Genevieve, and the other players.
Hello.
Hi.
Me?
Hi.
Yeah, that feels right.
There's no order.
I think
so
we're up top.
everyone-
I'm Amy.
Hey there, I'm Eric.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Jamie.
I'm putting everyone's links in real quick.
Sounds good.
I did it.
You did.
I did it.
So due to unforeseen, I don't know, just a lot of things where we're all isolating. So we're all in individual rooms. So instead of skipping a week because we missed you all, we decided to do this Q&A. Yay!
Whoop, whoop.
So thank you for those who have submitted questions already in our fan Discord. If you want to join that, you can join our Patreon. If you have any other questions, feel free to throw those in the chat and we'll try to keep up with those as we go. All right? Cool? Shall we?
Good.
Let's I somehow decided to moderate this, and that was a really silly choice on my. Yes.
Do we have any things to promote before we start?
No, not even a little.
Go on, Amy. I know you got something.
Still got a podcast. That shit.
Yeah, you do.
That shit won't go away.
You can't make it go away.
A podcast that many of our commenters have called Still Happening. Two filthy casuals, wherever you get your podcasts, or on YouTube. Just search Two Filthy Casuals. And also, I do improv. I have a show coming up this Sunday. We're the first and third Sunday of every month at the Pack Theater, 8 o'clock. Come see me perform with pleather.
Woohoo!
And I have a show later this
throw the
month,
link
but I don't have
tree in
enough
the
details
chat.
off the top of my head, so I'll do that. What?
I'm gonna throw the link tree in the chat because I assume that has something relevant.
Yeah. Also, Tim is unfortunately under the weather, so he is not joining us for this chat. But we expect him to be cool by next week, so hopefully we can actually do the stream. Yeah.
That's our first question because
so-
we already got some questions from our fan Discord, so we can start addressing
Yeah.
those.
So I guess we'll start. It feels weird to start with mine, so I'm gonna start with Jen's instead.
Hey,
Aha!
you want me to ask you yours? I can ask you yours.
No, I'm asking you yours now. So Jen, two questions. There are two questions for you. The first one
great.
is, Singer tried to make sin happen, and much like Fetchit did not, was she trying to make it happen, or was that a nickname she received from someone?
I think that's a nickname she has had at home before and just hasn't caught on with these gang of friends. But listen, never say never. Not yet.
Not yet.
Uh-huh.
I fully don't think Drazaxel is like a nickname person, so I don't know if they're ever gonna call you Sin.
I think it's also that like she doesn't think of herself as singer. She thinks of herself as singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
And so Sin is much shorter than singer-songwriter. And so people saying singer is like, oh, I guess you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Also,
Much more intense
She-
second question.
yes, a much more intense second question. Also, she, Singer, clearly has dealt with bigotry. What was something that stuck with her that influenced her in such a way?
I think so. Singer has two tiefling parents in a small town, and they were sort of the only tieflings in town, and people treated them like and like they were good at what they did. They were good with their hands. They made furniture. They were carpentry and things like that. So they were like useful people to have around, but also people that people sort of made fun of and avoided, and all of that sort of small town bigotry. And I think that led to some of Singer's like removing herself from the lens, or like being behind the lens, looking at stories rather than wanting to be sort of on display. Because like, you know, when it's like, oh, people are mean to my mom and dad, that's not great. But when it's like, oh, small town villagers don't know what it's like, you know, like have never met someone from another race, like blah 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 blah. It kind of like lets you shift focus, lets you sort of change the narrative for yourself. But yeah, I definitely think she didn't necessarily grow up with bigotry directed at herself too much. She just noticed it a lot for her parents. And then she got to move to the big city and see a place where like it didn't happen so much because there were tieflings around and they were like, you know, people who looked all kinds of ways around. But yeah.
So it's like a little bit of the coping mechanism being putting herself outside of the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. Not having like a spotlight on herself.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah.
Can you give us some more insight on Draz? They are so inquisitive. We rarely
popcorn.
get statements, and I would love to learn more about where they are from. That was a question you received.
Yes, it is. It's so funny because I do feel like Draz is a little like what you see is what you get. They just like they are very inquisitive because everything that they're experiencing is incredibly new to them. I think it's been covered a bit in stream. Like they grew up in a desert which was very sort of remote. They grew up with sort of a close-knit clan of dragonborns that were would move around a lot, and that is just sort of the life they knew. They didn't have like the opulence of the city. I've made the choice like they hadn't really seen very tall trees because you don't get that as much in the desert, sort of. So all of these things are very new to them. So yeah, they're very inquisitive because it's like, oh, that's different, that's new, but because in the way of I think a lot of us, it's like when we grow up, we don't necessarily realize any way that we grow up is special. Maybe we do, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But it's sort of like, oh yeah, well everyone experiences this, or that's just how it is. So yeah, they don't talk that much about themselves because they don't think it's that extraordinary. Because why would they? It's just how they grew up.
Yeah. I'll throw in real quick, in response to what Rob said in chat, which was he always figured Singer handled a lot of it by hiding her horns and her tail, which is also backstory detail. One of her parents looks more like her, and one of her parents in the style of tieflings has completely red skin all over, so essentially couldn't pass, a lot more noticeable, like, you know, had a different experience of how people received them and things like that.
No, I tiefling experiences are a very interesting thing to explore.
Yeah, which also, like, you know, obviously I am not a person who experiences racism, like, as a white person, so kind of a sort of a catty corner, like, way to approach, but I suppose a thing personally is I live in a country that I didn't grow up in, and I do tend to hide my own accent.
Do bully you for that?
Yes, we do.
That's true.
Relentlessly?
Constantly.
For sure.
But I do things like I speak with an American accent when I'm at Starbucks because it gets so tiresome just to like talk about being from somewhere else constantly. And, you know, there are like little things we just sort of avoid wanting to be different.
Yeah.
Which is surprising to me because I feel like I would assume being in LA, people are just so used to hearing accents.
Yeah, sure. But it's like when I first moved here, I would say, yeah, can I get an oat milk latte? And in those like 6 words, they'd be like, oh my God, where are you from? Like even at a Starbucks.
Interesting. That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's because I'm so stunningly beautiful, they want to talk to me, Amy.
I mean, I've gotten the where are you from or what are you question a lot, so it is what it is.
Yeah, and like another white privilege, like you can't just change the way you look. I can just change the way I sound.
You know.
So.
Yeah, racism is
I can
bad.
pass for American. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you all voted today.
Yay, yeah, your first selection, exciting.
Yay, I got to vote in my first American election today, sidebar. What's the next question, Amanda?
Amy, has it been hard to play a character that, from what we have seen, is so anti-you? Elaborate.
Did they say elaborate?
No, Amanda said elaborate.
You just don't want me to be like, nah.
Yeah, basically.
been hard.
I want details,
Super
Amy.
easy.
Sure. No, thank you, Amanda. I do understand how asking questions in an entertainment-based medium works.
I just like to have my own little thing to say.
I was
Let me
planning
live.
on it. But thank you for the reminder to use many words and not just one.
I'm just going to type in elaborate. In our running Google Doc of questions.
Oh,
Done.
okay.
Now
See,
it's
it's there.
open-ended. Now it's
I
open-ended.
see it. I think it's less to do with Daphne being different from me because, I mean, as much as like, I guess Roz is closer to my personality, Roz was still fundamentally like very different from me as a character. I think Daphne has been, I don't even want to say difficult, but definitely like a different challenge. Because I don't know if you guys find this, but I've sort of found now with these characters, you come in with like your broad strokes, right? Of like, here's the backstory, here's sort of what I built, here's sort of what I envision and who I think they are. And then like a lot of that nuance and a lot of those finer points start, like you kind of start, I can't get my hands in the, you kind of start broader just by virtue of like, you're just like, okay, troubled backstory, or okay, she's kind of a sunshine person or whatever. And then like, more of that nuance and more shades of that get filled in sort of as you play and often in the moment of you're just making decisions of like, this feels right for this character. I will say, I think Daphne at sort of beginning and her broadest was more challenging than Roz was. Because I think playing really just bright and open and a little naive is like, you could have done that all day without finding more new, or at least I could have, versus like.
And also, well, it's funny too. And you are naturally funny and you love being funny with your friends. So it's easy to like jump into that as well.
Yeah. And thank you. But I would say Daphne's sort of broadest, I'm still finding out like where her lines are and where her growth comes in. And like, it was a little harder because you don't want to just come in and play, I don't get along with anybody here. Cause then it's like, all right, thanks bitch. Like we're so glad you're at the table today. So I think on that front, and I think the journey to finding who she was beyond that was a little trickier just because like she's a fucking mystery to me too, guys. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not one of those people who comes in like I know every fucking thing. Like I come from an improv background, so I like a little bit of like as I go I'm sort of feeling out just like I don't know, what would she say? What would she do? So I think it was less the similarity to me and more just like the nature of the character. But as I've played, it's gotten a lot easier. And I feel like I've started just kind of finding her and finding where like because you also like you start tweaking, you try to stay true to the bones of what you built. But then there is just a natural like, this is what I think is funny or this is what I think is interesting. So like while trying to stay true to that, I'm also she's gonna nudge closer to something that overlaps with my personality.
And I think like as you play, like your character, that is just how your character grows, like how a character grows. So you're going to find more depth and nuance in how you're playing her as well. Like, I think that goes for all of us. Follow up,
also-
Amy. So
Elaborate more.
yes, no, just so you're not into just older one-armed rangers who have an apple orchard?
I'm not
That's not just a
not
you
into
thing?
that, but I'm not solely into that.
Understood.
I was gonna say, I think there's also character change that develops, like character parts that change from what you originally intended because it has to suit gameplay. And I think you've had to find a way to make an ornery, like, you know, subtle, sly person like still want to go and be with these people and like complete an adventure with allies. Like, you've had to sort of twist some elements of character, but also like find reasons that would work for her to do what works for the game. But then
and that definitely changed, right? Because I came in
Yes.
with sort of, she's a part of this out of some necessity, and we can keep building the necessity of it in.
Yeah.
And now it is becoming more of an active choice. So, you know, and I guess the only other thing I'll say to that is like, there is a funny, like, there are parts of me and Daphne, like 100%. And I recognize too, part of that is like, it's not the me who's like on camera, but like, you can attest. I can be, no, but like, I can be snarky. I can be, you know what I mean? Like, there is also that, like,
and that's an actor thing. Every character should be like from a part of you, you know, like you're sort of emphasizing that.
Especially
But I was
like
gonna
in
say,
D&D
for mine,
where
was
you
gonna
are
say-
playing a character and it's coming from you and it's not scripted, and
yeah.
I feel like all of
Well-
them come from you in a little bit of a way.
Because I feel like I've been fighting against my nature to try and play Singer, because I think so far I haven't given her some of the more sinister aspects I imagined when I wrote her. Like, I think I did see her as a little bit like removed and seeing these people as just heroes that she was hoping would save the day, but she wasn't like attached, you know, whereas like then I come in and like, I'm like, oh no, I instantly care about all of these characters and I don't want my character to just, you know, like put them in dangerous situations. Which like, I need to find my way into that for her character growth so she can sort of see the world differently. But it's also been like, but I also, there are like things that would be interesting for my character that would kind of fuck with the game. You know, the one person that's like, oh, well, then I go and start a fight. And everyone's like, I stop him. You know, like, I don't want to, it wouldn't be that for Singer, but there are certain things where later on I'm like, oh, I should have done a dumb thing because it would have been so in character. Like, if I had done this dumb thing and I avoided it because I want to be a good player.
Well, and honestly, that's, and I'm sorry, I feel like I've been answering this question. You said elaborate, and I said,
And I love it. I'm sorry, I'm interested in you.
I feel like the question may pertain more to Daphne's like personality and standoffishness. I find just sort of her quietness and intelligence harder to play, simply because like part of why I made the what? I'm sorry, say it to
What?
didn't quite.
Oh no.
No, right into the mic, please. Would you?
Oh no.
Because you're not quite intelligent. You're
Hey, don't say that about my friend.
Did you say I'm dumb?
No.
Rude,
said that?
Jen.
Wow, someone came up behind me and said that into my microphone.
Wow.
No, Amy, you
No,
messed
you
up the
need to
entire screen.
I didn't do that. Eric did that.
Eric,
You
get over your
You screwed it up,
industry.
Eric.
Amy has left the chat.
Oh god. Oh god.
It's
Oh
fine.
god. Are we back? Are we back?
I don't
good.
think you're loud and dumb. I think you're loud and lovely and very smart.
No, but just that, like, part of my choice with Roz was very intentional of like, my own hangups about myself as a D&D player and allowing myself to just sort of act on instinct and act on, I understand my like limited but useful skill set. And with Daphne, like, I think we've all had that character where it's like, I can ask Tim, like, would I know this lore thing? But sometimes we're faced with a challenge where it's just like, Daphne would be smart enough to know, like, how to talk her way out of this or how to go around this problem. And, like, that can be really challenging of, like, I've set myself up to be someone who, like, because of her life would probably be better at this than like my brain is right now. Yeah.
I've played a couple of very high intelligence characters, and it's just the number of like this character's so much smarter than Amanda. Oh
Yeah.
God, what do I do? Is a real scary thing. So
Yeah.
playing a character right now who's not very intelligent is great for me.
Was that elaborative enough for you?
No, but we'll move on.
Did Jen want to call me dumb one more time, or?
Later off screen.
Eric.
I'll turn this camera off and fuck up your whole layout, Genevieve.
Eric, Pod
My
is
layout.
Pod is non-traditionally smart and a good. Sorry.
See, you could have called me that.
Non-traditionally
Really
smart.
smart.
That's such a nice way to say that.
A good dad and a good friend. What was the thinking behind this build? Is it what you hoped it would be? Elaborate.
Yeah, I think when I design characters, especially for the stream, because we're trying to mine entertainment out of it, my approach is I like to explore characters in a thematic way, in either a way that I am or pieces that I really like about me, or in a way examining pieces I don't like about me. And this character's kind of theme that I really built the cornerstone on was, what if I made somebody that was just not cynical about the world at all, just very kind of open and non-judgmental. So that kind of informed that way of thinking, with little dashes too of that approach just sounded like a really fun way to play, because typically I play slightly more inquisitive intellectual types, or at the very least at the same baseline of intellect that I have. So I really
Like
wanted
a
something
worldliness to them.
Mm.
A worldliness to the
Mhm.
characters, yeah.
Exactly. So I really wanted to play against that. But not only that theme, I really wanted to play father figure, both in terms of the way that I view my father and kind of a vicarious way to live that out in what I would want to be as a father. So that's really kind of what informs everything else. And as for the second part, is it what you hoped it would be? That's a more interesting part of the question, because yes and no. I think we've touched on it with some of the other conversations of kind of that conversation between actor to character. Of I'll make game moves, and I'm a very improvisational type, and I'll make moves where the actor brain is kind of going, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that move for this character. Um, and I don't know if I like that going on, which again just informs and reinforces kind of things that have come behind. So in many ways, absolutely. I think one of the things that I really, really wanted to hit, that I think I'm doing, is the thing I dislike about paladins is any kind of like holier than thou archetype. I don't like it in life. I don't really care for it in games because there's no dimension there of some bigger questions you can have, and yet leaning on how do you play that paladin archetype differently? So everything I've landed on so far, I've really, really, really enjoyed. Also, too, I typically never play big bruisers of any kind, so really playing kind of a bigger melee based is just opposite from everything else that I've played. So I'm thrilled with it. I'm still excited that I think there's a lot more to explore, especially in terms of like character and his approach to the world. Was that elaborative enough?
No.
Okay.
You want to call him stupid?
Non-traditionally smart.
I think what I think is so interesting about paladins, Eric, is the holier than thou kind of feeling. And what is funny is paladins don't necessarily need a god, right?
Mhm.
Like they can have a god, but they have their oaths and their tenets, which you can be just as like spiritual and like, for lack of a better word, faithful, but without a deity in an interesting way, which I think is very fun.
It's not a man who chooses to preach, like to stay in a town and preach and spread the word. It's a man, it feels more like a Knight of the Round Table, where they did think they were chosen by God. They did think they were like serving his will, but they were being knights and doing it that way,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think part of the approach was not a necessarily physical deity, but like rather the idea of nature, the natural order of things, and kind of his place in it. And I actually think a lot of that comes from my grandparents, who were, both a geologist and a volunteer fire watcher. So I spent a lot of time out in the mountains, in the woods. I mean, Amy can attest, I love hiking and kind of being out in nature and everything. So I think just being a part of that and reinforcing that kind of natural order is where that's coming from. But it also does make me want to mine more for him to kind of challenge himself and his views, because I think there's the natural world, but Eric, myself, believes that there's also a chaos to that I don't think he quite understands or knows how to grip with. So I think there's a lot of mineable character development that we haven't seen yet that I'm really excited for.
Yeah. Cool. Jamie, these questions have all been from Ian T from our fan Discord. Thank you for all the questions. So continuing, Jamie. Love your characters, consistently goofy and also irreverent, yet you play them with a depth. Is it hard to know where the line is for characters like that? Elaborate.
Doesn't say that on any of these questions. Yeah, absolutely.
Amanda really doesn't think we're gonna talk.
Yeah.
No.
She really thinks we're gonna just be like, oh, I don't know.
No, someone made a point
yes.
when I decided to just add in a word, and now I'm gonna have to do it for everything. Well, now I'm gonna make it a fucking point. I just thought it would be fun the first time, and then we made a stink
was
about
it?
it. Well, no, because then you made a stink about it. So now I'm doing it for all of them.
Stink. I didn't make a stink.
A little bit.
I simply wanted to know why you didn't trust me as someone who...
I was just... Whatever.
Amanda, all I do is yap.
It wasn't even a comment on you. It was just a thing I decided would be fun to say, and then I feel weird about it.
All I do is yap.
So now I feel bad. So now I'm just making a joke and saying it for everyone.
Well, now it's Jamie's turn to yap. Don't feel bad.
Yap away, Jamie.
Yap away.
Okay.
But don't elaborate.
Don't.
I will not. There will be
We can't
no
hear it.
elaboration.
10
You better
words or
fucking
fewer.
believe it. To rephrase the end of the question, characters are goofy, irreverent, yet I play them with depth. Hard to know where the line is for characters like, is it? I phrased that
What?
really well, in a way that made a lot of sense. Is it hard to
Could
know
you
where the line
elaborate
is
on
for
what the
characters?
fuck you just said?
On what that question was?
Thank you,
I'm gonna
Rob,
read-
for thinking elaborate. Elaborate was a good bit.
It was a good bit. It was a good bit.
It was a good bit.
Absolutely.
Sorry, go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, it's all good. The line between goofy characters and playing a character with depth. Is it hard to know where that line is for characters like that? I think yes and no. Yes, in certain circumstances that are like, I've never thought about how this person would behave in this circumstance because this isn't anything that's like strongly tied to their backstory or anything like that. No, because in character creation, for both of these characters that I've played on this amazing show that we do,
we do
they
say
have
so
been-
ourselves. Thank
Thank
you.
we do say so ourselves, and I will elaborate on that. Don't worry. I think that like during character creation, for me anyway, two things I try to like. I don't know whether I'm like actively thinking about them or I'm just like without thinking, like integrating them into the backstory. But for me, it's always like, there's always like where can I find the humor in this character? And that helps me lean into the goofy and the irreverent part. Like basically like, yeah. That helps me lean into like the goofy and irreverent part. And the times where they are played with depth, I think like in character creation, I also like, I always want to create a character that has somewhere to go, some sort of arc. And you can't do that without thinking about what things matter to that character. And it's usually not an incredibly long list. Usually, like as far as things that really matter to that character, there's like I don't know, 2 to 5 things I would say. But really, it's those you pay attention to those 2 to 5 things, and when they come up, it's like, this is a time for my character to to show the depth of my character because they actually care about this thing, and it's a big part of their backstory. And for them to react this way, in a goofy way or in an irreverent way to something that traumatized them as a child or something like that would be a disservice to the character. So there's a few things, there's a short list of things that I'm like, these are the things that I definitely need to pay attention to and address seriously that show the character's depth. And then pretty much everything else, as long as it falls into the category of this is what I thought was funny about the character, that's when I lean into the goofy and the irreverentness of it all. So yeah, the line is most hard when it's like, how does Brufus feel about, I was going to say pancakes, but that's not a very serious, for something we come up against that's like completely, doesn't have to do with my backstory, doesn't have to do with what I find funny about Brufus. It's like babysitting. Brufus, how does Brufus feel about babysitting? And it's like,
I mean, we do have
I guess. And then you have to think of it in the moment. Those are the toughest ones for me to find those lines. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Elaborated.
Yay!
Elaborated. Big time elaborated.
Now on to just some general questions. Is Malort actually good?
No.
Nope.
No,
Follow up.
I will not be elaborating.
I also think that actually is unnecessary.
I'll say this. It is relatively unpleasant, but I did find it palatable. And I will say I'm a person, I really hate shots and that kind of at this, I'm at that age where if I try to do a shot of something and I can really taste the booze in it, it's just an immediate ugh, to me. I like whiskey, but that's different. I'll sip it, right? But I will say there is a thing where it's here, we're all gonna do a shot of Malort. It's well, it's not good, but at least the strength of the icky flavor covered up the alcohol taste that probably would have gagged me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel you get something built up that much on how bad it is, and then you try it, and it's I don't like it, I don't want more of it. It's not
But it's not rotten eggs.
Exactly. Nothing is triggering my body's this is bad, we shouldn't be consuming this.
Fight or flight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more just ooh, I don't want more of that. So that was my 2 cents on it.
That's fair.
Well put.
And for Inferno, who said you can apparently run Malort through a Brita filter and it tastes much better. I still blame the cast anytime a Malort video comes across my feed, which is surprisingly often. You are welcome for adjusting your algorithm.
But for the price of a bottle of Malort and a Brita filter, you could surely just buy good alcohol. Yeah. I love those hacks where it's just
but why
you can just get a bottle of whatever you find decent for probably the same. Yeah.
And then why the set change? We just felt let's change it up a bit.
It's a lot hosting as well, and Jamie did for a long
was hosting
time.
for
and was
a long
fan
time.
of him.
So
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump in and I have no problems jumping in and saying,
please.
We had hosted for what, 2 years or something, and we were just we need a fucking break. that was pretty much what it came down to. And Jen was nice enough to throw our place as an option.
And as a little teaser for the future, there may be yet another set change coming your way.
It is also nice
We're
without
going to the
doxing,
Hollywood Bowl.
without doxing anyone. LA is quite large, and we do not all live in exactly the same neighborhood. So sometimes shifting that location helps ease commutes, kind of one way or the other.
Absolutely.
So for a
Was
while,
another
I
added
was
bonus.
Tim and I were driving a long way to go to Jamie, and now everyone else is driving a long way to come to me.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to drive a long way to go to Amy, but we take turns, and we love that for us.
At
And
some
it's
point,
nice
we're
to
gonna
have-
centralize.
At some point, we're all moving into a big house as a commune, and we'll stream from
Yes.
there every minute of our lives.
Amazing.
That's what we're saving up for on our Patreon. Our big communal
Commune
house.
Commune
Yeah.
Dreams.
Then
We just thought it was really important.
Then cult.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cult of fools.
The Cult of Fools. That's terrifying, actually. Going to quickly jump to a question, which is, will you be attending Worldcon in Los Angeles next year? Maybe. We are in discussions with us.
WorldCon.
Yeah, I think
We've got their people on hold right now, and we said
uh,
hold for the length of our stream, and we'll be right back to you. So we'll let you know.
We're
And
trying to
we'll
get
let you know.
we're trying to get a castmate's life ban lifted. So if that happens, man,
it was me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
it was Amanda. The most likely out
Was
of all of us,
definitely
Amanda.
Yeah, no, I think we're in discussions. We'll see. Hopefully. Sorry, I just wanted to answer that real quick before we moved on to deeper questions for all of us. So these are from Inferno, also from our fan Discord. I would like to know what future module or subclass each player is looking forward to the most. I've only played the Mines of Phandelver, so I don't know much about any of the released campaigns. Who has opinions on this?
I mean, I definitely know subclass for me because I think the theme I've been doing through these seasons, 2 seasons, 3 characters, is I've been trying to wildly jump differently between the characters in terms of class and personality, but also selfishly as me, the player, I've been trying to play stuff that I've not played before. And I think the one I'm actually most excited to, because again, I like mining thematic stuff and I like putting stuff out there and exploring it, is Warlock. I really am enthralled with that patron relationship and what that is. Is it benevolent? Is it malevolent? How deep does that go? And how deep into that relationship do you start at the beginning of that character? So that one I'm wildly enthralled with. No idea if that's going to be the next character, but it's definitely one on the board that I'd like to explore at some time.
Do you have like a specific like subclass of that? Like what kind of or not yet?
I think there's like a running theme that I really, really dig. The Fae. I kind of love that kind of mischievous, slightly malevolent, slightly monkey paw themes that get played with and stuff. So definitely that. But there's also, there's so many fun ones. I like, the old one.
Oh,
Like
the great old one.
yeah,
That's
just
really fun.
just something that's beyond our understanding. I think especially because I imagine Tim would play that other side of the patron. I would love to see what he would do with that on the other side, and I feel like he's definitely got the brain and the creativity to bring something just insane that I'd be very excited for. Yeah.
Tim, we're complimenting you. You're welcome. That's fun.
Jamie, you had your hand up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this close enough, or should I?
Can you get a little closer?
So what I was
Just
thinking.
Can you elaborate your
really
face
what I
towards
was
the
thinking.
camera?
Really, what I was thinking.
Why is this happening?
I've got a couple ideas. I really want to play Wizard because I've played a lot of D&D and Wizard seems very intimidating. And
Have you ever played a wizard before?
No, I've definitely played a Wizard before.
Okay.
I just want to play one again because they're so very fun, and choosing spells is the hardest, but it's a very fun challenge. Having said that, I do have a really fun character idea that I'm excited to play. That is a cleric of the domain of peace. That it'll be a while before we get there, but yeah, it would be. I am very excited for that as well. Yeah, those are kind of the two. No specific wizard subclass, except for the fact that I like doing the ones like the path least traveled ones. So probably not evocation or divination. Probably one of the weird ones. Like Jen and I played a game for a while where I played a transmutation wizard, and that was a lot of fun.
This is also
yeah.
opening up things to everything published, what character class do each of you most want to play. So if you have thoughts on just classes you would like to play for those who are not as well versed in the specific subclasses or the campaigns. If you have thoughts or just a vibe of character, we want to involve you in this question.
I think I really am the same on the wizard thing, where like it seems difficult, but also I always want to play spellcasters more than like melee characters, because I enjoy getting to use creativity to solve the problem. Like I always feel like if you have a spell book, if you have like magic in your character, you get to like figure out weird nifty ways to use your spells in the adventure, as well as like in combat trying to be like clever about it. And I think that's really fun. It's like logic puzzles, you know, sort of with any magic characters. So I think wizard feels like the ultimate like you get magic character, like you really use it. My first character was a druid, and I loved a druid so fucking much, and I miss it, but there's also that need of like, I should try playing some characters I haven't played before, you know, like try classes that I haven't, but I do miss druid a little bit, because druid fucking rocks.
Is there a druid subclass that you were a Circle of the Moon druid?
I was right? Circle of the Moon, and I don't know the other subclasses well enough, so I'd probably try another one, but yeah, it was just like I got so used to playing that too that it was really nice playing something that I was like that I kind of fit into, you know, like I had a really comfy seat cushion in druid. I could just snuggle into that. It was nice. But yeah, I've thought before like wizard would be a cool thing and would probably force me to learn more about D&D.
Wizards are fun. Wizards are a good time.
Yeah.
Amy?
And sorcerer warlock also have that kind of like magic, you know.
Amy, do you have any thoughts, feelings, vibes?
No.
No
thoughts, but thanks for asking. I appreciate the check-in.
I'm trying.
Well, I mean,
do this again later.
I do think like this opens up the space though, because you're relatively our newest player and kind of discovering this world as you go along, where some of us are coming in with a fair bit more D&D and tabletop game experience.
I also just like don't have. I feel like when I talk to people who play D&D, often there's this like, oh, this is a character I've always wanted to play. Like this is a concept that's always, and I don't work like that, apparently. I'm very like, well, what don't we have? Okay. Like, and I kind of go from there. So I have no thoughts. End of answer.
That's so funny, because I feel like when we came up with like and I'll actually answer this question in a second, I promise, but I remember talking to Jamie, because the two of us have the most D&D experience, I think is safe to say, of the players, and I was like, I want to make sure to give everyone else the opportunity to choose what they want, so let's us choose last. And I may have made it harder for people, and I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I feel at some point I want to. At some point, I'll have to like get over myself and play something with some degree of magic. I think I'm less interested in like what am I playing next, and more like excited to when some of the weirder shit gets in, because I feel like generally these last two campaigns we have tried to be really mindful of like balancing the party, and we've just sort of organically ended up with, I think, like relatively like personality balanced parties and you know, class balanced parties and whatever. And like I hope at some point we hit the point where we're just like, fuck it, 5 bards. You know, like I look forward to us getting weirder and weirder with this, and less concerned about like balance and like
Hell yeah.
I will say, just as Amanda playing the cleric, I'm so determined to keep people alive this campaign. I'm trying so hard.
Yeah, don't let us down, Amanda.
I'm working on it.
You do great so far. 10 out of 10.
I have single diamond for Revivify, so if more than one of you die in one combat, I'm choosing
Dibs.
my favorites.
We got to go back for those trash lizards, Eric.
God, those
Rufus and Pod, we got to go back for those trash lizards. So that's
killing me. Okay, and I've now made everyone else answer the question. As far as future module, I only know a handful of them, so I don't know if there is a future module I'm most excited about. I've played a little bit of Curse of Strahd and stuff, so those are always fun, spooky times. So that'd be cool. As far as class or subclass, I have played almost every class in D&D. The only class I've not touched is Warlock. And I've played Rogue exactly once for one shot, which was streamed, so you have all probably seen it. Or I don't know if you've all seen it, but it is on YouTube.
And if you haven't, why not?
Why haven't you watched it? It's a fun
Elaborate.
Elaborate.
Chat.
We hated Amanda being a rogue, and so
Jamie, that laugh hurt my feelings so much more than if you hadn't laughed.
Ha ha ha.
Oh wow. That hurt
God,
me.
silence never sounded so good. I wish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I have fully enjoyed every class I've played. I think they're fun. I do have concepts for a warlock and a fighter, because I've never played a warlock, as I've said, and at least in this stream, I've played a lot of magic-y people. And I love magic, playing magical characters. They're a lot of fun. But I think it would be fun for me within this group to be like, no, I'm just kind of the person who's there, who's just there to take hits or to deal them, and I think that's fun too.
Feels like clerics really have eldest daughter syndrome, where they're like just parentified, like they have to keep everyone alive. They're just forced to care for everybody.
Yeah, and then the wizard that I played was just so traumatized that it's like, I can't let more people die. And then more people died.
It's true.
In front of him. It's great.
Yeah, he really fucked that up.
Yeah, you know.
Chat,
he will blame
chat.
himself forever.
Good. Yeah.
Twitch
should.
chat
As he
asked,
do.
What's the wildest idea you had for your current characters that you didn't use? Which my
Current
answer is, if I have a wild idea, I use it. I'm like, oh, I'm doing that, and I don't ever discard the wildest of ideas. Usually, I don't have that wild ideas.
I don't know if I have wild ideas for a current character.
Yeah.
Not currently, but I think the wildest one I've had for a potential one, either maybe not on the stream, but possibly just for my own play though, was a multi-class cleric and warlock whose deities were divorced. So
Yes.
whoever has custody, that's the powers he gets.
You've told me about that character, and
Yeah.
I love that
Love
so much.
It's very
That's
fun.
something
Yeah, I
we have
don't-
done in multi-classing. We haven't really like explored that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have anything wild. I think, again, in that just like improv spirit, I have some stuff with Daphne that's a little like, we'll call it in the moment on exactly what that looks like, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't call any of it wild necessarily. Just like there's shades of this that may or may not come into play.
Mhm. Inventing pantsing last season might have been my
was
wildest.
great. That's fair.
That was very fun.
It's not a character I think I actually would play in the stream, but I did have an idea for a College of Whispers ASMR bard who who had an instrument but only would like tap on it and just be like,
Oh, like ASMR?
yeah, because
ASMR?
I wanted them to be an ASMR bard because I thought that was
ASMR bard.
Yeah. So
That's
that
funny.
is
For the
a
bit.
concept I've thought about, and we'll see if I ever play them. I feel like it would be interminable to listen to that for a whole campaign.
I feel
so
like
I'm
that's a
not going-
great one-shot character.
Yeah, that's maybe
That was like
a
the time
one-shot.
I was for a one-shot, I was a gnome bard named Gnome Bard Funkadelic. And it's just like, I don't have a
'Cause why
ton of
not?
mileage on that. he plays like 2 bass guitars, and that is and his name is Nilmbard Funkadelic, and
I
that's
love
truly the beginning and end of that bit.
Quickly. Nope.
I do have some crazy ideas, wild
Oh
ideas.
yes.
So, just 2 for Brufus that I did not use. One that I technically did put in my backstory, but it's never come up, so I'm never going to use it. Brufus is this whole Hell in a Cell fighting pit thing. I went
Hell in
way
a
too
well?
hard. Yeah, the fight in El Terrell. that
You said
Brufus
Hell
used
in
to
a
fight in.
Cell.
No, it's Hell in a Well.
I
Oh,
know,
did I
but
say
that's
Hell in a
not what
Cell?
you- yes, you
Fuck!
That's-
Okay, well, I said the real one.
Yeah.
I imagined it being like MMA meets WWE, and because of that, I was like trying to think of a name for Brufus's like persona, because I imagine it's not just like it's you. It's like you play like a character, and Brufus, because he
Undertaker,
like, yeah, the Undertaker. Well, yeah, nobody's used that, right? No, he because he like displayed his scales and proudly, and had them on full display all the time. As a joke, one of the first things that came up when I was coming up with Rufus was that and then when I decided he was going to be a gladiator, was that his fighting ring name would be the Scaled Railer. And then I was like, that's because I thought it was funny, and I thought, if you know my characters at all, I have to throw a dumb little dirty joke in there. So I thought that was funny, but I haven't brought it up and probably never will. Also, before I knew why or where Brufus got his powers from, but I knew he was going to be a draconic origin sorcerer, the initial idea I was running with, the only idea I was running with, I should say, was that he was born from an egg to parents, like normal ass parents. And that was just like so freaky and weird to them. They were like, what the fuck? And he just always had that. Like looming the back of his mind was like, I was born from an egg.
It's so funny to me that both of your characters have, like, before we ever talked about it, we've started the game and then there's been something so offensive to my character that your character has, because in the first game he was carrying around a dead elf's hand and I was like, hey, what the fuck, I'm an elf. And in this one I'm a tiefling and he has a tattoo of a naked tiefling on him, which is like, you just really,
And the great thing about both of those things is, for the first one, I rolled it randomly on the trinkets chart.
Random
for
table,
the second one, I had no idea you were playing a tiefling. So they were both totally randomly done, and then yet, here we are.
So Jamie just
I was like, another
is
reason
gonna
to hate
accidentally
Jamie.
offend Jen forever.
Can't wait for next season.
Oh God,
I know.
This
I'm not
Tim,
looking forward to it.
before we go on to a different question in chat, I'm gonna just throw this other one out because Tim, I think this is more for you. So you can type it in the chat and we'll read it. So the question is, what is the plan for published books that are compilations of adventures for certain levels, like Candlekeep? Will you play them straight through and level up after each adventure, or will you work them into another campaign published around the same time? So Tim, answer that. In the
Elaborate.
For
Christ's sake.
I quit. Goodbye.
We
Can't
beg
drop
of
the
you.
bit now.
We're not allowed to play in the space? We're not allowed to, it's offensive to play in the space?
Don't leave the sandbox. Don't leave the playground.
You stay right here and you play in this space.
What is the character you've played that you've loved the most and hated the most? Elaborate.
Sort of a binary of
strong.
two.
I'm assuming they mean not on the stream, but like
Yeah, I
in
think just
all
in
of our D&D
general,
careers.
In any D&D game you've played, I'm guessing.
I think
'Cause
I
we
like
all-
Singer the most for, like, I designed her to like with a bit in mind, with a joke in mind, like the Devil Crossroads, Devil Went Down to Georgia, like all of the mixes sort of devil tropes that I put into her. I think she's fun. The one that I had most fun playing was my druid, because I just loved that class. Least? I don't think I have a least. I feel I played a paladin before and I was like, paladin.
I think least I played a cleric very early, because I've only played a couple of times, and so we had kind of a big group running game, and I played a cleric, and I didn't hate her as a character. I was just in way over my head and didn't quite have the time and space to figure out all the things she could do. So like, I look forward to revisiting, again, you having those kinds of, abilities again someday. But it was just definitely like, it was a lot of like, Amy, why aren't you helping? And I was like, why aren't I what? And I was like, you have things you can be doing for us. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I've just been eating chips. Like, it was just not good for anyone.
I liked your cleric.
She was fine as a character. I was in over my head and like didn't know that I needed to know more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. I would love to see you play like a healer character, like a character whose abilities are healing, and how you handle that. I think at some point that's going to be really interesting to see how you play it, because like even if you are like the healer and that is like your function, you don't need to be happy about it.
Again.
And Amy wouldn't be.
But like, just depending on how your character is, and I think it'd be fun to play.
I'll make her a roll bitch. And then favorite Roz. So.
Yeah.
Obviously. No elaboration required.
Jamie, you have 3 million characters to pick from. What are your best and worst?
Oh God, I was thinking, and I don't know. The one that I loved the most, I had a bugbear that I really loved playing, named Aristo. That was a lot of fun. It was a monk, and that was really just born from the idea of bugbears having 5-foot extended reach, and for that as a monk, the idea of like giving someone a haymaker from like 10 feet away was just such a funny idea to me. But also like I really like his whole deal. The reason I loved him so much.
Bugbear. Bugbears have 10-foot reach.
Yeah, big old gangle arms.
So if you then give a bugbear a pole arm, it's a 15-foot reach.
Yeah.
And
it's
if you give him
pretty
a
stupid.
cookie.
So dumb.
Well, we won't ruin the book for you, but go check it out. No, I liked him because his background, he was an actor, and his whole thing was like, he had this really he came from this like really fucked up theater company that was like, hey, go out in the world and do whatever you want. Their philosophy, their great big philosophy was like, hey, go out in the world and do whatever you want to do, because whatever you do is probably meant to happen. And it was this like really messed up, like weird, nuanced kind of philosophy that I liked a lot. And he was just a fun character that ended up getting married by the end of that
was it a
5 shot.
nuanced philosophy that it was just go and do whatever?
It was nuanced in how they spun it.
That's fair.
Yeah, it was not
like,
nuanced.
And whatever you do, that's theater? Like, that's art? Or...
Yes, it was like whatever you do, that's theater, and it was always meant to have it. Sort of very determinism on the free will spectrum. As far as character I hated the most... I'm just gonna say this one because this is the best one I can think of. At the Roguelike Rumbles that we sometimes promote at the beginning of the show, I frequently play a villainous character, a Yuan Ti, who has been both a druid Circle of the Stars and an artificer artificer. Whatever, Battlesmith, the one that makes the predator.
Yeah.
And I made him to just be a horrible douchebag. He represents the worst of the city we live in. And he just taunts people and says mean things. So I don't like him.
Yeah.
That's the end of my story.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of like what my least favorite character has been, and I don't really know if I have
mean to do that. Sorry.
What?
I put us in the pun gulag for no reason.
Oh, no.
Help! Quick, someone make a pun.
I mean,
we don't belong here.
Jailbreak.
I've been framed.
Okay, sorry,
framed by the pun gulag.
There's the pun.
There it is. You are framed.
Oh fuck! I'm back in.
Oh damn it! Just when I thought I was out.
Yeah. I have fully enjoyed I've definitely enjoyed every character I've played. yeah, I don't think I have a least favorite. I realize that's a cop out, but
Amanda really said, "Fuck you, I'm killing it."
I just like
I'm perfect.
it's not even that I'm
No misses.
good at them. I will say my very first character, and I did love playing her, but I think in a similarity to Amy, like she was a fighter, so a much simpler character to play, but the first many sessions I had no idea what she could do. So I eventually grew to love her, but the first handful I'm like, why am I going unconscious like every other turn? It's like, oh, because you haven't used fucking second wind, you dumbass. Because I didn't know, because I had written second wind on my character sheet with no explanation. So I didn't know what that meant.
Asterisk, look up later.
And I think the people I was playing with, they just assumed I knew more, and they were wrong. They had much more faith in me than they should have had. And that's not their fault. They trusted me, and they shouldn't have, and oh well. But I remember like looking up something for a different character and then seeing it, and I was like, wait, I've had this the whole time? What the fuck? So yeah, I guess like very early on learning how to play D&D, maybe it was my least favorite just because I felt less powerful than I should have because I wasn't playing them well. And I'm gonna say my favorite, I've really enjoyed every character I've played, but
Ross.
yes, my favorite character that I've personally played is Ross.
From the
No, I
days that
think-
Amy was away and you had to, run her character.
Every time I play one of you when you're not there. No, I think probably my artificer. They're level 18 now. We've been playing them since March of 2020. So it's just like the character I've had the most time with, who I've really grown to love. And yeah, and artificer's just a dope class in general, so when we get to that, perhaps more. Yeah. I think.
Oh, and Tim said
Oh,
in answer to
right.
what was that question again, Amanda?
So the question
was, what is the plan
sorry.
for
Go ahead, Jen.
what is the plan for published books that are compilations of adventures for certain levels? Sorry, scrolling around. Wait, Amanda. That? Why did we just take a break?
I didn't. Okay, we
That
back.
was me. It turns out my mouse can go from one screen onto another screen and press buttons I didn't mean to press.
Oh, funny.
It was like a ghost, but I was the ghost.
Apologies for that. We're back. Jen, did you want to read this question?
We're so back. Sure. Now that my mouse is doing the right thing. What is the plan for published books that are compilations of adventures for certain levels? Like Candlekeep, will you play them straight through and level up after each adventure? Or will you work them into another campaign published around the same time? And Tim answered, I've been mulling that over a lot. It's likely going to be string them together, but with edits to make them into one coherent plot.
All right.
Eric didn't answer the question.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please go.
I hate all my characters.
Oh, no.
No, my
Aw.
favorite is pretty much a neck and neck right now between Podrick, because the story hook of the curse not happening to you personally, but somebody you care about, and especially the way that was framed, that just created these immediate stakes, and I think delightfully so affected everybody else in the party. I feel like everybody's really latched onto that in a way I did not.
The duck is our favorite character.
Yeah, I
But
kind
it's-
of don't want him cured. I like him duck. It's so great.
He's so good at it, man. I mean, maybe he duck. But the tying character with that though is for one of our one shots, I created a halfling barbarian named Nub Nub, and he was just a chaotic, not goblin the race, but like just goblin energy style. Where like I think we decided he was like the honeycomb cereal mascot essentially.
Yeah.
And that was just a joy to play because it was just so much chaotic energy in one go. My least favorite character, much like some of the other answers, was one from my first campaign I ever played. We rolled, and I had a very strict DM with no re-rolls. I rolled nothing but 10s and 11s, so there were no bonuses,
Oh,
no
for your
negative
stats?
for the stats.
Oh.
So absolutely nothing. So I named him Normus McNormus. Uh, he was a druid. First time playing, we went up against a bugbear, and I wasn't quite aware of my spells yet. I didn't know any of that stuff, so I was like, I'm just gonna go toe to toe with my club. The bugbear swung for a critical over double damage of my health.
Ah.
So the explanation was less of a decapitation, but the Morning Star exploding my head from the crown to the base of the neck. So he was
Oh.
short-lived and
To shreds.
to shreds.
Did
boy.
did he survive?
Surprisingly.
Some people live
You're not
for
gonna
years
breathe.
without a head, okay?
That's why normal people don't become adventurers.
He did become like a little bit of a rallying point for that party,
Mm.
because I think I did play him up a little bit like that of like, I don't know, man, I'm just kind of here. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be here, and
He
so
wasn't.
he wasn't. And
So
so
you
he,
became the
Clearly
martyr
not.
that inspired the party.
yeah, and so that's probably just least favorite because I didn't get to play him all that much, and
Yeah.
I've never touched a druid since.
Mm.
Yeah,
Eventually. Maybe.
eventually,
Druids are fun.
maybe.
Well, there you have it.
There you have
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Those are all our questions that we've gotten, right? I haven't missed anything in chat.
Not that I saw.
I don't think so. Well,
I have a
let's
very
go.
important last minute question,
sorry.
real quick.
Okay,
About
Jamie, go
it's
for
about
this.
it's about ducks and it's about Roderick's curse.
Oh, buddy.
Oh.
So
Friend.
Roderick has been transformed into a duck.
Hmm.
Ducks live wild 5 to
Uh-oh,
10 years, and not in the wild domesticated 10 to 15 years. Does he age as he is a duck? Is he aging faster? And when he is transformed back, will he be like a teenager or an adult or something?
He'll be
That's for
Pod's
Eric and
age.
Tim. Yeah, that'd be wild.
Ah! I don't like it.
I hate not to answer this question, but we're just gonna have to watch the stream to see how it unfolds.
I think so.
Dun, dun, dun.
Don't want to give away too much.
It's true.
Oh.
Oh my god. If we have a
Speaking
ticking
of which-
timeline to get Rod so he doesn't like
Die?
age.
Roderick gets older and older and older. We're like, let's take
God.
another long rest. What's another long rest? Like, whatever.
Oh no. Cool.
I have a follow-up
Alright.
question for Jamie.
Oh.
How dare you?
That's fair.
I'm
Please
not sure.
elaborate.
frankly, I'm not sure.
Why would you do this to us? Why would you bring up this possibility?
Thank you to both Twitch chat and our Patreon friends for giving us these questions, helping us fill an episode while we can't make one of our main campaign episodes, while illness has forestalled us again. What's flu season? What's that? We never heard of it. But we are so glad that you contributed and helped us create something and got to chat about this. And apart from that, thank you for watching. We stream live on Twitch on Tuesdays, and we release those episodes to YouTube on Fridays. You can follow us on Instagram at Legacy of Fools, and there you'll find a link tree with all of our socials, which are mainly at Legacy of Fools. If you like us, share us with your enemies. If you hate us, elaborate. If you want to go even further and are in a financial position to comfortably do so, you can support us on Patreon at Legacy of Fools. It starts at $5 a month. We have a fan Discord and we release bonus videos and art over there. Usually now is when I throw to Tim, but there's no
I'm
Tim
just
to
gonna
throw
say,
to,
please
so
don't
Amanda.
elaborate if you hate us, because I don't want to know. It makes me feel bad. I don't want to.
Credits. Let's all remember these.
Okay.
Oh, Jamie, would you like to do the credits?
Absolutely. Thank you to everyone who asked us questions. Thank you to all of our respective homes for set decoration. Thank you to Dan Solovich for battle maps at some point eventually, of course. And thank you very much to our mod, Jean Carlos, and our resident artist, Rob, as he is going to draw Roderick at 48 years old. It's going to be great.
Oh no!
That'd be one.
Oh, no.
And thank you all, of course, for watching. It really means a lot to us that you want to join us on this journey. And especially for these Q&A episodes that can be a little freeform, a little, just figuring things out and answering some questions that are on your minds. So this was really fun and a great way to sort of get us to rally around our current campaign without actually doing a session of it. So I think that's all. Unless there's anybody I'm forgetting. Anybody?
I
No?
think all that's left to
Yes?
say is see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.